Welcome to Voodoo Whiskey Gaming, and this is my late review of Danganronpa 2. I played it on the PS4 in the collection that is currently available, but I have also played it on the PlayStation Vita. It's also available on Steam. So, the opening of the game is you're playing as Hajime, and he is about to enter Hope's Peak Academy. When he does, he blacks out immediately, and then he wakes up in a classroom only to find that, well, it's not really a classroom. Rather than a normal classroom, the walls fall away, and he and the other students in the classroom find out that they are on a beach. At which point, Usami shows up, who is a little bunny rabbit like stuffed animal, and she tells them she is their homeroom teacher and that they are no longer going to be in school, they are on a class trip. The point of the class trip being to gather the Hope fragments and become bestest buddiest for Everest, essentially. Things seem to be going smoothly, and then, well, like the first game, things go very quickly wrong when Monokuma shows up. So rather than live peacefully and be best friends like Usami wanted, well, Monokuma starts another killing game. From there, obviously, there are some murders, some investigation of murders, some class trials, you know the drill. So for the audio in this game, I really enjoyed it still. I think the voiceover work is excellent. They do a great job, once again, of finding voice actors who can really bring life to these characters, and considering what kind of game this is, that's super important. The type of game being a visual novel interactive narrative, I would say much more interactive narrative than visual novel, because visual novels really only have you make a few choices here or there. The interaction is minimal in those games, whereas Danganronpa, there's a lot of interaction with the environments, with the other characters. It's not, well, it is very scripted, but you have a lot more choice. The music is excellent. I really enjoy it. It does a great job with the environment, helping you feel the feels when you need to. As for the gameplay mechanics and whatnot, it's similar to the first game. I hate to draw those comparisons, but it really is. So there's obviously the exploration of the individual rooms and buildings, but beyond that, there's also traveling the islands, because you are on a beach island now, which that's done in like a side-scrolling manner, which is different for this game because it used to be all first-person wandering around, which that is still there in some areas, but not all areas, as well as the first person pointing to things and selecting them to investigate them. Then there's the murder investigations, which happen after a classmate is murdered, and you have to look at the clues, discover them, find as many as you can, talk to people, get their statements, etc. Then there's the class trial, which consists once again of a bunch of mini games, including a lot of ones that were in the first one, you know, ferreting out which is the correct phrase, reusing the right phrase to break up a false statement, essentially. You can also use one of your truth bullets or grab a phrase and turn it into a truth bullet and use it to bolster somebody else's statement rather than just destroy other people's statements. There's also a mode that is similar to using the truth bullets, but it's like truth blades, and you have to cut through statements and make sure you then use the right thing on the right statement to defeat somebody else's falsehood or misconception. The controls work well in this game. There is a bit of an auto lock-on, so when you're investigating in first person, it can automatically lock on to some things, which can be a hassle when the items are right next to each other or kind of behind each other. Overall, they work very well. I think there are times where the PlayStation Vita version worked better with the touchscreen, specifically during the class trials. But during the investigations, honestly, the PS4 controller worked better. As for the art style, it's very heavily anime influenced, and I really like it because they did a great job with the different characters, breathing huge amounts of personality into them from a visual standpoint. But not just that, the style is fantastic, the artwork is very colorful, and it breathes life into the world. And they do the fun thing that they did in the first game, where everything's kind of 3D and 2D all at once. So you can turn the camera and see the character standing in the room like they're cardboard cutouts. They did that once again, and I don't know why, but I do kind of enjoy that. But also, being able to move the camera around in those areas allows you to get a better view of certain things and click on certain things during the investigation. So really, the way they do the art style benefits the gameplay itself. So at the end of the day, I really enjoy it. I love the story. I love the gameplay. It's different than what is out there. It's very different from a lot of the other visual narratives that are out there right now. And if you haven't played it, I recommend picking it up on Steam or the PS4 version right now, which you can get both Danganronpa 1 and 2 in the same bundle. Okay, so in the comment below, why don't you let me know if you've seen the Danganronpa anime, because I haven't watched it. And as always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. And if you like what I'm doing in general, share, subscribe. Have a good one. So rather than live peacefully and become best